Okay. This needs to be discussed, to be quite honest, because this whole thing about Final Fantasy having action RPG or turn based. And some people might say, oh no, Final Fantasy needs to look to the future. It has to have turn based. It needs to change. Oh, it can't go. Oh, regular people, regular people that don't play games that much, can't go into RPGs like that because they don't. It's turn based, they have to wait and all that shit and actually think and everything like that and think of a strategy for their characters and what type of character they have to use in battle and everything like that. They don't want to do that because it takes too much time and effort. They just want to, I don't know, mindlessly beating somebody without even trying to think. Even some action RPGs have you think, but nothing makes you brain dead than some of the latest Final Fantasy games, guys. 7 and 15, for crying out loud, comes to mind, guys. It doesn't matter if you enjoy those games, but if you play the other games and you play those and you think of strategy, you would think that these are fucking tone deaf games. Okay? Oh, have you played it? Okay, let me tell you this. Any of these new Final Fantasy games, 7 and 15, did you have to use any, and I mean any strategy to, to defeat an enemy? And I'm not saying an easy way. I'm talking about a hard way, because something that in other Final Fantasy games, enemies will probably try not to let you do that because they're going to fucking try to kick your ass before you even try to do it. Remember that? What games you played? Oh, I don't know, good Final Fantasy games. What the fuck? Look, I'm not saying Final Fantasy has to be hard like Final Fantasy 4 on the DS. I don't have to say that. But the fact that, most people want to blame the fans, some people want to blame Square because of the whole dividing and all that stuff. Look, I want to say this. When it comes to Final Fantasy and the turn-based stuff and the action RPG stuff, action RPG does not look good, in my opinion, in Final Fantasy. It never has. Like, maybe if it was a side game, that's different because it's a side game, but the mainline games, like, what? Even if it did had action RPG, they are tone deaf with it. How can you sit there and play 15 and literally hold a button and tell me that's strategy? Shut the fuck up. And someone's gonna tell me, oh, but pressing X and attacking the strategy. I'm all like, well, yeah, if you're just gonna go all out after you're done strategizing, stupid concept. Oh my god, guys. You guys have no idea. I've stand here with my friend that doesn't get into turn-based RPGs because he knows how it is and shit. But I sit here and play turn-based RPGs and he looks at me playing it and he's like, dude, what the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, dude, like, it's cool and shit. It's awesome. If he's like fascinated by it, why we can't have it? He's fascinated by it because you're going through menus and you're actually doing something. You actually, I don't know. Again, thinking. They're like, okay, this enemy goes through this, or I have to do this. And if I don't do it in an amount of time in some games, the enemy's going to do this. And the thing is, there's other turn-based games that have been killing it. Pokemon is turn-based. I'm sorry to tell you, it has. It's turn-based. And I'm not saying Pokemon has been killing it, but another one that is killing it, Persona. It's been turn-based for years, hasn't it? From what I'm... Or the Shin Megami Tensei series. But yet, there's YouTubers that think that, General public doesn't care about that. but yet they sell. They make money. Even if it's not in Japan, guys. Because people like it over here. There's people that do like turn-based RPGs. You guys are idiots because you know why? Why do you think Final Fantasy VII OG, the original, was made? It was made to introduce people to turn-based, not action RPG. Are you turn deaf too? And look, yes, we have the original Final Fantasy VII. Yes, we could go back and play the original Final Fantasy VII as long as we want. Yes, okay, yes, yes, yes. But who was asking for the original Final Fantasy? Who was asking for Final Fantasy Remake to be like Final Fantasy, almost the original, but not quite? A few differences, maybe a few things added or something like that. We're not asking. We're not asking literally one by one. And that's what some idiots around here think that, oh, we're all asking one by one. And I'm like, no, dude. If we're asking one by one, then might as well just play the original. Stupid concept, right? God, gosh. How many idiots are around on YouTube right now, man? Like, when it comes to this discussion about turn-based and action, it's like, it's mostly people that want to defend the turn-based shit that Square's doing. And I'm like, go ahead, defend it, that's fine. But it's not good. If it was good, I would have been like, okay, yeah, that's fine, dude. You know, it's your opinion and everything like that. It's still your opinion, that's fine. But it's not good. Look at Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. They could have took the pages out of those books, but they didn't. There's no excuse. There's no fucking excuse. And you mean to tell me that it's too hard for Square Enix to try to put turn-based and action RPG in the same game? For Final Fantasy? Yet they did with Dragon Quest XI. Just fine. Yeah, you can't jump, but it plays, it's still action. You can move around in the battle when you're about to fight. There's an option for that. Is that, you want what? You want more? If you want more, then what's wrong with you? I'm sorry. There's limits that comes to RPGs. Literally, I'm sorry. Especially if you still make it action RPG, there's still limits. I'm sorry to tell you. Turn-based all action, there's still limits. I don't know what to tell you. This, for crying out loud, there's supposed to be limits. Because if there wasn't, the game would crash. Oh my god. Are we walking with idiots here? I'm sorry. Look, you can like action RPGs. You can like turn-based RPGs. It doesn't matter if it's just regular turn-based with no ATB. Some people, I find out a lot of people hate ATB. I fucking love that shit, to be quite honest. I love it. Oh, just staying there and just waiting. Oh, going back to what I said before. Oh, strategizing. Oh my, like, come on, like, it's, okay. So you mean to tell me people that like original turn-based are fighting with people that hate ATBs and fighting with the people that hate action RPGs, and you're all fighting with each other because all of you guys just want the... And I'm over here thinking that all of you guys, the hardcore fans, just want turn-based back, either just regular turn-based or ATB. It doesn't fucking matter. But no. You guys want to fight over that too. God, to me it didn't matter. Why? Because I love the way Final Fantasy does turn-based, even if it was with ATB or not. Look what they did with Final Fantasy X. That didn't have ATB. It was traditional, and that was badass and awesome. And it had a thing that to, you know, basically like a super move. You put your ball up if you got hit, or you attack, and then you did like a super power move. That was one of my inspirations from a video game that I want to make. And that's pretty fucking awesome. I love that shit, you know? When I played that in Final Fantasy X, I'm like, that should be the norm, at least in the future, you know? But no. And maybe they change a few things. No. But yet, Dragon Quest does that. And yet, you want to say that, oh, no, that's too much because normal people will be off by it? It's funny though, but I'm noticing more and more people are actually going up to turn-based. That's just my perspective right now as I see gaming right now in some gamers I'm seeing. Hey, I could be gone, but we're all gamers and we're seeing different things right now. We're gaming, all right? For kind of loud, there's some people that think that, oh, there's no fucking. Some people think they're still making fucking PlayStation 5s and they're not. Because there's a shortage of PlayStation 5s, you dumbasses. Oh, how do you know? Japan is flooded. Did you hear? Did you hear? This is what happens when you research and you do your information. And this is what happens when you're smart. I'm not saying I'm like, what, Einstein and shit. Even he's a fucking dumbass. Yeah, I said it. Fucking tone deaf motherfucker. Stealing our shit. Literally our shit. But I'm not getting into that. That's something spiritual and enlightenment that you guys really don't care about. This is about Final Fantasy. It's listen, guys. When I see all of this about the turn-based and action RPG with Final Fantasy, at the end of the day, I still feel like Final Fantasy should just be turn-based. Either just with the ATB or not. I don't care which one. I really don't care. But the thing is, I wouldn't mind if they did the RPG aspect right. The action RPG aspect right with Final Fantasy. And they haven't showed me that. You might think they have. And if you think they have, well, go ahead and wipe your ass with it and eat it. Because they haven't to me. Oh, that's too damn bad. How's it too damn bad? When I just want them to go back to their roots. Oh, that's bad. But yet, other companies do that. Even Nintendo, they have to go back to their roots sometimes with Mario. Why do you think some people say, oh, that shit's repetitive? But they do it. God, my God. And the thing is, too, it's not like Mario stopped jumping. Literally. Even if they did put him in turn-based and action RPG, he still jumps. Did he took that out of Mario? No. You add and you take out what you don't need. You don't take out the whole thing because, oh, I just want to make different shit. Square. And then you get tone people like you get stupid people on YouTube that just want to fucking I don't know what's wrong with these people. I don't know. I really don't. Like they want to praise these two games, Final Fantasy 7 and 15, all because look, take the gameplay out of it. Overall, look, some people that play Final Fantasy 7 Remake say that it's good until the end. You know? And I've seen videos of it too. And I'm just like, well, they ain't wrong. It's almost like Final Fantasy 7, but they added fucking ghosts in there. And then I'm just like, why did you did that? And then there's certain things are different. Like Barrett dying. And when I saw that, I'm just like, you guys, that's when I knew. I was like, I knew something was gone. Because look, most people are like, didn't you just say if they change a few things and all that, you wouldn't mind? Yeah, but why would you kill Barrett off and then bring him back? When they killed him off, I was like, oh shit. That's different. You know? I wonder how this is going to affect the game and all that. Oh no, you brought him back. Is that how we are? Come on, man. You can't be this stupid. You can't be this dumb. There's a reason why Square is catering to that demographic. Look, the thing is, something you guys need to get in your thick heads. Not all of you, because you guys some of you know, but some of you. Square is still trying to make that game that is just action RPG, full spectacle and full in your face everywhere and shit. The thing is too, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't play turn-based and shit because, oh, that's like for ADHD people or some shit like that. And I'm just like, what do you... And yeah, it's funny too because they say the opposite when it comes to action RPG. Oh, everything needs to be in my face. Would I have ADHD and shit? And I'm over here in the background, like, seeing these two conversations, like... Yeah, I was labeled with ADHD. So I'm just, like, over here, like... I'm not offended or anything. I'm just, like... laughing, like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, God, like... Am I the psycho? Am I gone? Am I the insane one? Because I feel like I'm the not insane one. I feel like I'm sane. I don't know. Maybe I am cuckoo. Not for Cocoa Puffs, I'll say that. Oh. Look. At the end of the day, guys, we just want Final Fantasy the way that it was before. And there's these newcomers that just come in and think that they're hot shit and think that, hey, fuck you, Square's doing this, and it's new, let them do it. It hasn't worked. Why? Because they don't know how to make it work, because they suck at it. Newsflash, the people that did it in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, at least in Kingdom Hearts 2, they're not around anymore. It's kind of loud. They had to get the Osaka team, I believe, to make Kingdom Hearts 3, and I hate that team. That team fucking sucks. When I heard that team was working in Kingdom Hearts 3, I was like, oh, and it showed. Oh, it definitely showed. Definitely. Because the game that made Kingdom Hearts 2 is, the people that made Kingdom Hearts 2, the studio basically, the team basically, is gone. Or they just went to different places. Scattered through different teams and shit, which is like, maybe they changed it now, but from what I've heard back then. So, that... I don't know. Or maybe they got fired. I don't know, man. But, listen, guys. Like I said before, the hardcore Final Fantasy fans, at least for me, I just want Final Fantasy to go back to what it used to be, man. You know? And some of us have been saying that for years. You know? And I'm not like new saying it. No. And I'm not going to be the last. You know? The thing is, we see Final Fantasy going in a direction that just keeps on shitting and shitting. And the thing is, most people might be like, yeah, and then you see the turn base, and that's, you compare that with the shit and everything like that, so you just look at it and you hate it. And maybe, hey, I'm not going to deny that. Some people might say that and say no. But can you blame them? Can you really blame them? Yes, because they're not given a chance. Oh my god. So you mean to tell me, okay, imagine playing Super Mario Brothers 1. Just imagine, just playing Super Mario Brothers. They just decided to just remake Super Mario Brothers, right? Not even remade it, just another Super Mario Brothers game that pays homage to the original. And then all of a sudden, you don't jump anymore. Because it's just, they don't want you to. Most people are like, then how will you do anything in Mario Bros? Thank you. No. That is a pretty good example. Is there another example that I could probably use? Oh, yeah. What if any of the abilities that you use in Super Mario Brothers to help you with the levels and all that, because it works with the level design and everything like that, like maybe, I don't know, the frog suit in Super Mario Brothers 3, because it helps you swim and shit? What if that wasn't there? You know? I don't know, like, people, someone can point out something that will work perfectly with this scenario. Because there gaming franchises, like Final Fantasy, yes, some of them have evolved, some of them have changed. Like, look at Legend of Zelda. But has Legend of Zelda really abandoned that top 2D style? No, they usually go back to it, man. Why? Because they know it works. And they know there's people that love that shit. For crying out loud, why do you think you don't see the style that you see from, oh, I don't know, Zelda 2? And I love Zelda 2, but there's a reason why you don't see that gameplay style in Zelda games anymore. Why? Because no one didn't care for it. I mean, I liked it. There were small people that liked it, but majority of Zelda fans did not like it. So what they did, went back to basics. Why do you think Link to the Past, at least that's what it was, right? On Super Nintendo, was people loved it. Some people even call it Legend of Zelda 3, even though it's not. It's not even titled that. Still waiting for Legend of Zelda 3, Nintendo, so waiting for that. When's that going to happen? Never? Well, we're all dead and buried and gone. No. But, hey, there was a Sonic Fall. But, that's just an example, man. I don't know. Like, some people might be like, oh, you're looking at it too deep and all that. Let them change and shit. And what the thing is, if you, it's usually the fans. It's usually some of those fans that say that, oh, let it be. And then it becomes completely shit. And then they suck the dick of the company. And then the company goes down under. And they're like, what happened? We didn't see this coming. And we're in the background like, what are you talking about, you tone deaf fuck? Come on, man. We told you millions of times, and you're like, no, let it slide. And we're like, all right, we're going to take our business somewhere else, Will. You mean to tell me that hasn't happened to any company? That's some bullshit, right? Telling your customers you don't matter? Yeah, because that hasn't happened in any other company. Tell me what companies that hasn't told none of their customers that. Tell me that. Tell me your little fantasies, boo boo. Literally. Come on, man. It's not. I don't know. What else do you want me to say? What else? What else do you want me to say? The only thing.
And I love.
The only thing I could say. The only thing I can really say is that at least that's the thing. With me, I try to understand the people that really do want turn-based to stay. But when I hear them out, I haven't really heard a valid reason. Mainly because I've been hearing it from fucking goddamn idiots. And I'm just like, is there anyone competent that can actually please tell me why you want turn-based to stay in Final Fantasy? I mean, not turn-based, action RPG. That's just me, you know? But again, going back, Square has made good action RPGs. For crying out loud, Kingdom Hearts 2 is a good example. And yet they can't recreate that because their team's gone. If they did, you think we will be having this fucking discussion about Final Fantasy VII Remake in 15? Don't think we will. Because you be dumb if you think we will. You know? At least, yes, we still would have been like, hey, go back to turn-based. But at least the gameplay would have been fun. And maybe at least would have been like, yeah, the story sucks and all that, but at least we can go back with the gameplay, come back and fix different styles and everything like that. That's one of the reasons why people go back to Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, especially 2. But no, let's not do that. Let's not do that. No one doesn't care about that. No one doesn't care about that. The new generation of Final Fantasy fans, nah, they don't care about that. They don't remember that this is the new generation. They don't want us, remember, they want just turn-based and no strategy whatsoever. Nope, they want tone-deaf shit. Remember that. They want us to be out of their fucking limelight for some reason. Remember, oh, we're old millennials. Yep. Oh, no, we're not even millennials at all. We're supposed to be like in the fucking 1600s and some shit for some reason. We're supposed to be old people. I'm supposed to be the same age as my grandfather for some reason. Even though I'm 27 years old. Oh my gosh. Oh my god. The internet is funny. The fan base for Final Fantasy. Look. I like to think the hardcore Final Fantasy fan doesn't look at these fans and is like, dude, yes, I just want turn based and Square Enix is fucking up here. And look, if yes, look, just because they haven't went traditional turn based, I'm not like up and roll about it. I'm just like, hey, just go back to basics, and it's like, yeah, Square, that'd be nice, you know. And some of us, in a way, even me, have went a little bit overboard with it because it's like Square, we've been asking for this, and all you doing is literally like, fuck you. Look at these people. You know, we need to cater to these people. I mean, look at them. They're suffering here. They need it. And I'm like, they don't need shit. Need what? You're acting like they need it. You're acting like Final Fantasy needs it. And I'm like, that's why in most people, look, if you think that Square Enix doesn't have that mindset of saying that, oh, we need action RPG, then if you don't think that that's what their mindset is, then I don't know what to tell you. Ever since I guess what they did with Kingdom Hearts 2, they looked at that and they were like, we need that in Final Fantasy. Yeah, but every time they do it, it sucks because they don't know how to do it anymore. So, what do you want me to? What should we tell them? Go back to I don't know, basics. But yet, I don't know. Maybe the newbies don't want to hear that shit. Oh, don't go back to basics. Okay, don't. And then what? What do you want to do? Make Final Fantasy into a shooter? Oh, okay, let's do that. No. Let's do that. Since you brought the action RPG style tone deaf people in instead of the action RPG strategy people in, let me be a little bit more specific for the people that do like action RPG. I do too. For kind of loud, there was a time that I literally cared about action RPGs and nothing else, and I was a kid. But when I grew up, I cared about strategy because when I grew the fuck up, I learned, oh, maybe action is not always the way to go, mainly because, I don't know. You literally could be tone deaf sometimes, man. You literally could be just standing there and be like, oh shit, I did that. Instead of just looking at it and be like, okay, I gotta do that. But other people, I don't know, I guess people see it both sides of the same coin. Some people see it as hated, some people love it, and the other side, some people love it and some people hate it. Look, I understand that. But at the same time, you gotta understand that Square right here. Really, you gotta see what they're fucking doing here. And the thing is, going back to what I said, they have the option to have two. They can make two, and people think it's so hard. And yet, Final Fantasy, and yet, Dragon Quest XI did it. And yes, I'm going to keep fucking goddamn mentioning that. And if you want a jump button so fucking goddamn bad, then add a jump button for Christ's sake, Jesus. If you're that fucking person that's like, I just want to jump. Look, I understand jumping is natural in games. I understand that. But when it comes to turn-based action, sorry, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna strategize before you wanna jump instead of strategy. Oh, okay. Okay. Is that what you do in Kingdom Hearts? Or do you just slash with the Keyblade before you think? Yes, that's the point. So let me get this straight. You don't use magic at all then. You only use heal? That's what I thought. No. Okay. That's what I fucking thought. God. Come on, man. Can't be this dumb. Can't be. So at the end of the day, if you like turn-based, if you like action, that's fine. Doesn't matter. But see what Square Enix is trying to fucking cater to more. And you gotta know, and you gotta admit to yourself that, yeah, go ahead, try turn-based. But guys, they tried once, they failed. They tried a second time, they failed. You really gonna let them try with Final Fantasy 16? You really gonna let them try it? You're really gonna let them try it? Oh, but it's the people that made, it's the people that made the Devil May Cry comeback. That could be good. You're right, it could be. But again, who is asking for it? Did you ask for it? Did you ask Square Enix for the next Final Fantasy game to have a fucking Devil May Cry action gameplay? Did you ask Square Enix that? Did I ask for that? No, seriously. Did you ask for that? First of all, too, let me ask you this. Did any of us ask Square Enix to change the fucking battle system from Final Fantasy? Did any of us did? No. Seriously, did any of us did? Being seriously with yourself. No fucking playing around. Seriously. And if you're still being a troll, then get the fuck out of this fucking goddamn video. You don't even fucking deserve the air I breathe at this point. If you're acting like that. You know? I came here to, like, maybe be like a person to be like, yo, what the hell's wrong with you? And be like, hey, this is what I see, but if you think that way, that's fine. But at the same time, look at this company, you know? Look at the pattern they have here, and all you do is sucking your thumb here, not seeing it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? But if people are gonna act that way, then go ahead, I guess. Whatever. Listen, the stuff that I'm saying is not coming from anger. It's actually coming from the heart. Because look, I care about Final Fantasy. I really do, and I'm not one of those people that's like gonna cry for anything. Look. I don't care if Square Enix dies tomorrow. If they die tomorrow, I really don't give a fuck. Most people are like, then why are you a Final Fantasy fan if you don't care about this company? Listen, I don't care about the company because what they're doing, what they've been doing lately for the past how many years, you know? But their games, some of their games, their past games have been fine, have been good until like recently. Until what? It all started. Sadly, yes, it started with 13. Actually, no, it mostly started with Final Fantasy X too. And some people might like Final Fantasy X too, and that's fine. But you gotta admit, it all started there. For crying out loud, the creator of Final Fantasy didn't want sequels. And yet the sequels. These even, I don't know if this is fucking true. I hope not. But there was like discussions that they want to make 10-3. Guys, I know you love Final Fantasy X, but stop it. Just stop. I even thought of probably, Final Fantasy 9 too, because I love Final Fantasy 9. But at the same time, the more I thought about it after I beat the game, I'm like, no, Square would just fuck it up. And that was before all of this started happening. That's funny. It's almost like we predicted how Square was going to be before they actually were. And yet, the hardcore fans, some of us, we get blamed for it because we just want them to go back to basics. Be simple. And yet, no. Yet we get blamed. We get criticized for no reason. All we want is Square Enix to realize that, hey, dude, we're asking for turn-based. We're not. And going back to the basics, who told you and who asked for this bullshit of fucking action shit that you automatically put? No, seriously. Oh, they want to cater to a wider public. Who told? Did you tell them that? No, the tone-deaf fucking executives And that fucking goddamn company told them that shit. Alright? Don't fucking tell them, oh, because, oh, that's the way to go. They haven't proved shit. They haven't proved it. They haven't proved shit to me, man, of why they should keep action RPG in Final Fantasy. They haven't proved it to me. They haven't, man. It's sad when World of Final Fantasy is better of a strategy game than the mainline games. Well, that's it, man. That's it. Just, yeah, I'm done.